Black Ops 6 Zombies, the official sequel to Cold War Zombies. How does it measure up? Did it improve on what Cold War Zombies did? Or did it get worse? Are the changes any good, or are they just changes for the sake of change? And what about that third-person mode? We're going to answer all these questions today in this review. Now yes, if you're a little confused, I did do an initial impressions review in this video, but that was not a full-on review. I just wanted to share my initial thoughts. The game being so fresh, it was kind of impossible for me to review, as my thoughts weren't fully developed yet. But I've had enough time to play the game, I've had enough time to play both maps, and today I want to talk about them. Talk about the changes that the games have made, and whether they're for the worst or for the better. With all that out of the way, roll the intro. The first map on the game is Liberty Falls. Liberty Falls, of course, takes place in, well, Liberty Falls. And it's a town completely overrun by the undead. There's broken buildings, there's fires, and it's honestly perfect. It's a very good looking zombies map. However, there are a lot of people that say it's not so great, and I can understand that. The map feels a lot like Outbreak, and honestly, I can say right now, without a shadow of a doubt, this map right here officially makes me hate Outbreak. Because this map is everything that Outbreak should have been. The broken buildings, the fires, the fact that this place looked like it was torn apart, just makes me think that this is what Outbreak should have been. The map is completely open just like Outbreak was. Sure, there are some berries you need to unlock, but that's typical in a zombies map. But every area is open and there's enough room to go around in, and like I said, this looks like zombies have torn this place apart. I really like this map. Now, enough about the map, what about the changes? Well, there are a few changes. The first one is salvage. In Cold War, of course, there were two types of salvage, common and uncommon salvage. The common salvage was green and the uncommon was blue. It was an absolute grind to get uncommon salvage, because uncommon salvage could get you up to legendary tiers of armor and legendary guns. However, they have changed this in this game to where there is only one form of salvage, common. That's of course the green kind, and it makes everything so much easier to have one form of salvage. Now all the salvage you get you can use to buy things, self-revive kits, mutant injections, and of course, upgrade your weapons. But see, that's where the biggest change is. The armory is still there, and honestly, I really like the armory in this game. It has so much more personality than it does in Cold War. In Cold War, it's just a mannequin with an armor and a gun. But in this game, well, I mean, just listen. It's absolutely perfect. I love that it talks to you, that it yells at you. It sounds like a drill sergeant telling you what to do. I love that there's a lot of personality in that. That is amazing. However, one of the things that they did in this game was change the Pack-a-Punch machine. Now instead of being able to get your weapon mods from the Pack-a-Punch, you are able to get your weapons mods from the Armory Station. This was to lessen the screen that you had on the Pack-a-Punch. Now you don't have to scroll through this long screen. You don't have to pick your Pack-a-Punch level, and of course, you don't have to pick the ammo mods. And it avoids, like I said, avoids the big screen that you have to look at. Here's the thing though. You still have to do that. The armory doesn't really fix anything. You still have to look at that long screen to upgrade your weapon, and you still have to look at that long screen to pick your ammo mod. This change to me doesn't feel innovative. Like I said in my initial impressions, it feels like change for the sake of change. Now don't get me wrong, I love the new Armory Station, I love the personality in it, and I love how everything is derived from one form of salvage. Common salvage can get you up to uncommon in your gun, and it can also get you up to legendary. Love that. What I do not love is having to choose your ammo mod at the Armory Station. Why not just keep it at the Pack-a-Punch? That was literally the perfect system. I absolutely loved everything about that system. Now the Pack-a-Punch, in comparison, just kind of feels bland. There's no knuckle cracking scene to indicate that your weapon's being upgraded or anything like that. Just walk up to it, push square, and your weapon gets upgraded. There's no personality to it, and there's really nothing to see. It just feels cheap and lazy in my eyes. And again, change for the sake of change, which I'm not too fond of. So what else did they change in this game? Well, the perks. The perks are interesting in this game because no longer do you get Ethereum crystals to upgrade them. Now you upgrade them through intel, which is really weird because I don't know how to collect that. I guess the intel spawns from boss zombies, and you get this intel in order to upgrade your, well, of course, perks. But it doesn't do it where you can choose it, it does it automatically. So you could literally have a perk upgraded to its top tier and not know about it, which is kind of a problem. The whole good thing about Cold War was you had the option to either upgrade your perks or upgrade your weapon kit. And in this game, it does it all automatically, which doesn't really feel, again, innovative. It feels like change for the sake of change. But enough about the armory, let's talk about these games' boss zombies. There are two boss zombies in question here. The first one is of course on Liberty Falls, and these spider things are known as the Vermin. Listen, I have the same problem with the Vermin that I had with the spiders on Zetsubo no Shima. I'm going to say the same thing here that I said on that review. Choose your monster carefully. Spiders are just not a good monster, they're not a good fit in a zombie map. Especially zombie spiders. It just feels silly, I guess? I don't know. It's not really all that scary, and it doesn't make much sense. Also, after their initial rounds, sometimes when you shoot zombies, these vermin will pop out of zombies' head, implying that these vermin are controlling the zombies somehow? Look, I don't write this shit, I just review it. But all in all, I think Liberty Falls is a really good map, and a very easy map. In my initial impressions review, I said Liberty Falls was the harder map out of the two, and I was dead wrong. Liberty Falls is easily the easier map out of the two. Terminus is by far the harder map. It's much more cramped, it's much more condensed, it's much more claustrophobic, and the difficulty curve I feel is higher on purpose. That is meant for hardcore zombies fans that want an actual challenge, while Liberty Falls is meant for the casual fan. However, I will say this, the amount of boss zombies in this game is absolutely ridiculous, because other than the vermin, of course you get the manglers, and you get the abominations, which after round 10, start spawning in every other round. You can have up to 2 abominations and 4 manglers in one round, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Now, I understand this problem can be fixed, however, it is a problem right now. There's just too many things going on at once. Too many boss zombies spawned into the map all at once. And from what I've heard, once you get past round 50, you can have up to 10 manglers on the map at once, and up to 5 abominations up to the map at once. And I'm sure round 100 even goes higher than that. That is just a little too ridiculous in my eyes. Too many things are happening at once, too many boss zombies are on the map at once. Now I understand that this is all fixable. So my actual review of Liberty Falls, that honestly it's a really good map. I enjoy it, and I especially love the church. If you don't know, the church is where you find the Pack-a-Punch machine in Liberty Falls. And the church is located inside the Dark Ether. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much, however, I am scared. I'm scared that this is going to be a Die Machina situation, where this is the only time in the entire game we will be able to access the Dark Ether. I really, really hope that's not the case, because I want there to be a dark ether map, where the entire map, you are inside the dark ether. I mean, just think how awesome that would be. The entire map, you're surrounded by this beautiful, otherworldly place, and the point of the Easter egg is to get back to the actual world. That would be awesome. I really hope we get it. However, I am afraid that this is going to be a Die Machina situation. However, it is too early to tell. With all that out of the way, let's get into the game's next map, Terminus. Terminus. I honestly have a love-hate relationship with Terminus. On the one hand, Terminus is absolutely gorgeous, and I love the prison aesthetic that it has. And in the lower levels, it looks like an evil laboratory. On the other hand, this is a very difficult map. And as many of you pointed out, I'm not any good at zombies. Yes, I know I suck at zombies. Okay, stop. Just hear me out. Okay, would you okay, stop. Thank you. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm not any good at zombies. Sure, I love to play it, but I've never been great at it. Honestly, I've been playing zombies since World at War, and my skill hasn't gotten any better. So, it's easier for me to like something that's a little bit more my pace, a little bit simpler, like Liberty Falls. However, Terminus is different. I'm convinced that this map has a much higher difficulty curve. That meaning that zombies actually get stronger in earlier rounds. I also think that this is meant for hardcore classic Call of Duty players. Now, some people would call that sacrilege, but honestly, this feels like a classic Call of Duty map. The difficulty curve, the way that the map is structured, and the fact that it's a little more cramped and condensed. Also, I just want to say that this map is gorgeous in every way, shape, or form. It's a genuinely beautiful map. It gives you that feeling of unease and dread. It's just, I love it so much. But what about the map's boss zombies? How do they measure up? Well, the first boss zombie is these things, these parasites, I guess is what you could call them. Same thing with the vermin. Choose your monster carefully. Look, I don't know what the community's reaction to these boss zombies are, but I know this. They appear way too frequently, and this is of course the vermin as well. They appear way too frequently, and their rounds last for way too long, especially when you get in those higher rounds. They last forever, and they overstay their welcome. Not only that, right after you beat those, again, you have to fight manglers, and you have to fight abominations, and in this map, something with multiple heads and a stretchy arm. I've only run into this boss zombie once, so I'm not really sure how it functions. The only time I ran into it was when I first bought the game, and it was like it came out in round 5, I think. Other than that, I've never seen it again. I've never ran into it, and honestly don't know how you trigger it. So if someone knows what rounds it spawns on, please let me know in the comments section below. But anyways, as a whole, what do I think about this map? Well, again, it's definitely a good map. I think it's beautiful. I think that the Kraken in it is really cool. I think that the fact that you're able to get on a boat, go to a ship, go to an island is really cool. But I don't know. Again, it's a much more difficult map than I would like. Again, I know this is for hardcore zombie players, not a simple rando like myself that likes Liberty Falls. So I get that aspect of it, and I think that is a very good aspect of it. However, in my personal opinion, I think Liberty Falls is the more fun of the two maps. Well, this is definitely the better of the two maps. Now, without all that out of the way, let's get into the game's biggest change, the third-person mode. The third-person mode is interesting. It's definitely gotten better since launch, but it's definitely still not there. You can actually hear the operator speaking, reloading their guns, and doing what they need to do, doing what an operator does. However, it's still a little clunky. Sometimes you can spawn in and out of the ground. Sometimes your character doesn't react the way that they should. They don't reload the gun properly. And then when you use the zip line, good grief, that's a disaster. But as a whole, I think it's okay. It just needs a little fine-tuning, because it is unfinished still, I think. And I think mainly this was meant for multiplayer mode, but it did find its way into zombies. All in all, I give this zombies mode a 6 out of 10. I still like Cold War Zombies better, however, we are not done with this mode yet. Also, I just want to say, my fear of never revisiting the Dark Ether kinda is proven positive by this map. There's no Dark Ether on this map whatsoever. You can't find it, you can't even find it in an Easter egg. And the only time you hear about it is, of course, when you complete the main Easter egg, or when a character mentions it in passing. So it is a little concerning for the future, however, I'm still holding out hope that we will get a main Dark Ether map. With all that out of the way, what did you guys think? Did you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it? Do you dislike it? Or do you think it's the best zombies mode that we have ever gotten? Please let me know in the comment section down below. I am Randall Calrissian. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. As always, God bless, and may the Force be with you. Peace.